Hi and welcome to another Seagrass Bunnings mat $2.50 hack. I have previously made the pot cover, which is this one here, and today I wanted to make something a little bit different, more like a basket to hold one of my cascading plants. Now there are so many different ways you can do this. This is just how I do it, and I'll show you a few different ways as we go. Today I'm going to use zip ties. I normally use twine, but I'm going to use cable ties today because this is going to be holding quite a heavy plant, and I don't want to use twine or anything just in case it breaks, and I don't want my plant to fall to the ground because it will be up high. So I'm going to use cable ties. I don't waste the cable ties completely. Any offcuts I use to pin my vines down into the soil. So all the little bits get used as well. All right, let's get started. What you're going to need is a seagrass mat. This one's from Bunnings. It was $2.50. You're going to need some twine, some wool, some string, something that you're going to be able to join the mat together with. I don't recommend glue because it doesn't hold as well. And you're going to need a pair of scissors. Now, there's a few ways to do it. I've got one of my girlfriends folds it completely in half. Okay, and you see how it opens up there? And you can put your plant in that way. Okay, now some of your climbing plants love this sort of stuff because they will climb. If you put them low down in the basket, they will climb up the seagrass and attach to the seagrass. Okay, for me, I want to make something for my cascading plant today. What I'm going to do is actually fold this top piece down. Okay, so I've folded the mat in half, perfectly in half, and then I'm going to make my opening by folding a little bit of this section down. And from here, it kind of looks like a clutch. I don't know if you can see that. From here, I'm going to use my cable ties to go into the seagrass basket and join it up at the sides. And I will use 3 on each side. Okay, we'll go from there. Let's get started. So I've already folded my mat in half and I've folded this edge over. Okay, I'm going to get my cable ties and get started. Now, I'm going to turn it over because I want the cable ties, when I join them, I want the little excess bit to be at the back, the little bit to be at the back. See if I can even thread this cable tie through. There we go. Now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put it down on the 6th hole from the edge of the end of the mat. Get my cable tie around the right way, that will always help. Thread it through, and I want this to be at the back. This little joiner at the back. There's my first one. Second one, I'm going to go the middle of the bottom section, if that makes sense. Join it up like this. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And then the very, very bottom section. Last one on this side, join it up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So this is the back, and I'm going to cut these bits off. Okay, this is what it looks like at the moment. I have only done one side, so this side hasn't been done yet. I'll cut those bits off, and then we'll get started on the other side. Now, like I said, when it comes to these leftover bits, my husband's an electrician, so he always has these little bits laying around, and I found that because they're sort of corrugated, they have this little texture to them. They are great for bending over like this, bending in half, and pushing them into the soil to hold your vines down. So it's just one way of reusing leftover plastic as opposed to just chucking it in the bin and buying something to help you pin your vines down. Okay, let's get started on the other side. We've done one side, I'm going to do the other side now. Get my cable ties, make them as even as possible. And I'm going to remember to do the zip up at the back because I don't want to see that little black thing at the front. And like I said, if you don't want to use cable ties, you can use whatever you like. This is what I'm using because they're very strong and I don't want to risk one of my cascading plants falling to the ground. So my plants do get quite heavy, especially when they're watered. All right, last one. Let's see how we're going. There we go. Let's cut these off. Everybody does these differently. This is just how I do it. Okay, here is the way I make a seagrass holder. Opening it up, if you can see that there. So now I'm going to pop a plant in it and hang it on my wall, and I'll show you when it's done hanging what it looks like. Some people I know put twine in here and make a loop across the top here, and then they hang it from that loop. I have a big nail in my wall, and I'm just going to hang it from the middle here. I'll go and put my plant in it, and then I'll bring the camera over and show you what it looks like when it's done.